Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm going to be showing you what I made in May, June, and July. This is the blanket from The Big Bang Theory, and it's just a granny square blanket, and I did not end up finishing it this month, out of these 3 months. I really enjoyed The Big Bang Theory, and when it ended, I was so sad. I was like, I just want more. I want to watch more of this. I have a feeling I will definitely return back to the series. This top I made for my TX2 concert, and I made it before they even announced that song, They Will Not Erase Us. That was their motto before they made the song, but then they made the song and it just happened to work perfectly. For some reason I'm showing my boyfriend's sweater right here, but whatever. Now I'm showing you how I block everything. I turn the water on hot and get a little cold water in there just so I don't burn myself. And then I end up putting the shirt into the water and getting it wet. Now I'm showing you that me washing the top before I block it, and I put way too much detergent. And I decided to hand wash it before I blocked because I knew I would wear it and, might as well wash it. So what I did to block it was put down a crop top that I wanted it to fit like, and then I put it on top. And here I am showing you me making the sleeves. There's one sleeve, sort of one sleeve. Yes, and then I believe this is the other sleeve. And this was I believe this was the day before the concert, or very close to it, because I remember I was on Anthony's live stream. Anthony is one of the lead singers for the pre-show, and I was watching Andy's live stream before this. And we're done, and my mirror is dirty. They will not erase us. Look at her. Isn't she cool? Oh, girl, see that? I will be wearing stuff underneath this so you can't see none. Icon legend. Nobody can tell me this is not a look. My eyes are literally sparkling, and this outfit, it looks good. I look good, and I think this is what I'm wearing with my little Converse. I don't have any shoes on right now, but I don't know if I'll wear my fishnets. I think that would be too much. I think I'll just put on my Converse. Iconic. Gorgeous and iconic. And of course, I look good with red and blue. I'm in a good mood, can you tell? Can you see the shimmer now? I'm obsessed with it. Oh. Is this Bean? Steam. I hear it. I hear it. I can't tell if this is Steam. I do hear Ethan bang on the drums though. Do you hear Evan? Definitely. Definitely something new. What? I can hear it. I can hear it.
I've heard of them. I don't really know if I listen to them. I originally wasn't that much. Try talking into it.
Did you just say theme? Because that would be theme. And then I wanted to show the bathroom because I thought it looked so cool when I went in there. I'm obsessed with that bathroom. It looks so cool. Here's some photos from the concert. A little later on, I'm going to show my Converse that I got signed by Dark Divine and TS2. I'm obsessed. I don't know if I ever started recording about my boyfriend's sweater, but this is one panel of his sleeve, and I have the other panel over here, and I am going to be crocheting the back of it with this same simple Tunisian stitch, and I will show you my progress when I get there. Alright, it's probably like an hour later, and I used up all of that one skein, and here is the piece I've made so far. This is either going to be the front and the back, doesn't really matter, but yay, I love it. I absolutely love it, and I have a whole other skein to attach and keep going. Alright, here is the front today. This is the next day after I recorded those previous clips. I don't know how much I'll be able to crochet today because we're celebrating my birthday a day early. I hate my birthday, and that is why I wanted to get it done with a day early. But anyhow, I don't know how much I'll actually be able to crochet with this. Crochet this. Did that make any sense? Probably not. Anyhow, I'm just gonna keep working on this until that yarn ball is gone. I haven't updated in a while, but this is the back panel of my boyfriend's sweatshirt. I am pretty much almost done with it. I just have to add a few more inches and then do the shoulders. And then we are done with the back panel, and then I can put it all together and make the collar and the cuffs, and then I will be done with this sweater. And I still have a whole bunch of this yarn left. It is the Big Twist Tweed, in the shade Navy right there. Hopefully Hirschner's will have this yarn again. I absolutely love it, but yeah, almost done. Woo! Right now I'm done with the body part. I bind it off on the top, and now I'm gonna do the shoulders. I can't wait to put this all together and see what it looks like completely done. Right now I have all of the pieces on my bed, and now I'm gonna attach it all together. Yay! I've been working on this sweater for a really long time, and finally I get to put it all together. Yes! Here's one of the sleeves. I think I'm gonna crochet up the side of the sleeve. To do that, I'm basically gonna turn it right side in the middle and basically just fold it over and crochet on the side. I think I'll do either a single or a slip stitch. I am so pathetic. I'm literally just looking at this sweater and I'm like, oh, my boyfriend's sweater. Oh, it's so cute. I need help. I actually was going to block my boyfriend's sweater, but then I just tried it on for the shits and gigs, and it actually fit on me, and that means it's probably too big. Because he is much skinnier than I am, so I'm just like, okay, don't need to stretch that to make it bigger. It's already too big. Perfection. It'll just be oversized, it's fine. It's fine, I promise. I decided to block my boyfriend's sweater. This is well after I recorded the last clip, but it just needed it because the bottom was like jetting out. It looked weird. And it was also curled, which is not cute. So yeah, we're blocking it until I only wetted the end of it. I wet block everything. So yeah, I just have my pins down and now we're gonna wait for it to dry. Alright, so Taylor said, no, you guys aren't getting Rep TV, so I will be making the OG cover for Reputation for the other side of my rainbow blanket. Here is the graph so far. I added a white background because I like that aesthetic. This is my rainbow blanket, obviously, and it's going to be crocheted on the other side to make it warmer. Yay! I'm so excited to do all this. Alright, we are on the 10th row that is on my hook. The Reputation blanket, I have my stitch marker on the 10th row because I'm marking off every 10 rows. And on the chart, it would be this first section right here. Alright, here is the next section. I have a stitch marker on the 10th row that I am working on right now, and here is the progress on the chart. We have all of this next section done. Yay! And I got a skein of yarn at Meyer. Here it is, the Karen 1 pound in the shade, let me see, medium gray. And then I got another big 1 pound skein of dark gray. I thought it was black when I was in there. It really does look black in person, so I'm gonna use it for the top part up here. It's gonna like be dark at the bottom and fade up to light, if that makes a lot of sense. Not really a fade, but you know. Right, here it is. Now that I've done the third section, here's my stitch marker up here. And yeah, it's just all plain white right now, so nothing too interesting. Here is my skein of yarn. It's deflating. And here is the chart. We are now a about to start this section of 10, and then we have these 2 up here, and then we get to start the fun stuff up here. Now I am about to start the 10th row, and finally I am done with these all white sections, although I will have 2 more rows of plain white after this stitch marker row. Editing Sydney here. I did not finish the Reputation sweater, obviously, or not sweater. I didn't finish the Reputation blanket, obviously. Some of these projects I did not finish, and they'll be in the next video.
Won't you give me a break? I don't remember who I am now. Give me a name. I don't remember what I look like. Give me a face, 'cause I can feel it in my bones now. Give me a...
To show the yarn I got for my Michael Clifford sweater, and then I also wanted to make his hat, and one of these skeins, black yarn, is also going to be for my Reputation blanket. Show you how I make sweaters my way. So basically you measure your favorite sweatshirt and then add like maybe 2 inches to it, because Tunisian crochet shrinks a lot when you're working it, especially the knit stitch, which is what I am going to be using for this sweater that I'm making. This is the Michael Clifford sweater. I think I'm going to round up to 30 just to make sure it fits me, because knit stitch really does shrink. Maybe that's just me, but that's been my experience. I ended up chaining 70 for my sweater, and that's at 30 inches. And now I'm just going to do some knit stitches. I believe it is 10 rows, if I counted right, on his sweater. I actually ended up making my chain 10 longer, but here is the 10 rows of the knit stitch for the white, and then I'm going to do 4 rows of knit stitch with the red. The red is the smallest section out of all of them. So yeah, that'll be nice and easy. But yeah, I'm really liking the sweater so far. Okay, here is the red section, and I'm about to start the brown section. I finished the brown section. I actually did 13 rows instead of 20 because I thought 20 would be way too big. And I measured this section, and it is about 7.5 inches. And I'll be able to do the 3 sections of these colors for my sweater. Here's the next day, and this is how much I have done now. It's hurling because it's Tunisian crochet, it always hurls. I'm currently waiting for my Starbucks order. Not that anybody asked, but I get a strawberry acai with lemonade, and then I get 2 butter croissants. And yeah, I think I'm on row 8, if I remember correctly. I always end up having to count my stitches, but yeah. And this section goes up to 13. So yeah. I got my drink. Got my 2 croissants. Look how yummy they look. It's now the end of the day. I took my sweater to my mom's doctor's appointment, so I got to crochet some of the white while I was there, and then I came home and did the red, and now I'm starting the brown. And once I'm done with this brown section, I'm going to start with the shoulders. and we're almost done with the front panel. Can't wait to be done with the front panel, and hopefully I can get this done before the end of next week, because I got started on this I think 2 days ago now, and I've already got a whole front panel, so maybe like 4 more days and I'll be done. Probably pushing it because my arm is kind of starting to hurt. So crocheting is not painless, but yeah, I should probably slow down, but I want to get this done. It is the next day, and this is what I've crocheted today. Crocheted today. I'm about to start the white row again. I actually can do a full white row, I guess, without having to mess with the collar. Yes. So yeah, that'll be fun. I actually have a lot more brown yarn just from the front than I thought I would. Like, I have that much of a seam left. And I did a whole front panel. This is good news, because I have the arms still and the back. Hopefully this will last. I don't know if I said that I'd finish the white row before doing the shoulders, but if I did, I was liar liar pants on fire, because we are at 20. Oh, I pulled it. We're basically at 23 inches without curl, and so that means I have to stop crocheting regularly, and I have to work on the shoulders. Yay! Okay, I finished the first shoulder. I actually did get to make all of the 10 rows for my white section for the shoulder, and then I bind it off at the top, and here's my little knot. You can't really tell it's a knot, but I think it looks so good. Yes, it does hurl. Tunisian crochet for you. Here's the other side. I marked it off at 10 inches. That's how long I wanted the shoulder to be. But yeah, there it is. And I'm gonna crochet all this and I'll be back. Alright, the front panel is done now. I have both of the shoulders and I'm ready to move on to the back panel. Yay! So glad that I recorded this process, because I did not know how much I chained for the front panel. So when I chained for the back panel, I had to look at my video and I saw that I did 80. So yeah, here's how much yarn was left of the whites. The white is thinner, I think, than the brown. But yeah, that should be good for maybe the first section, maybe the first 2 if I'm lucky. I don't know how I did it, but I have 10 rows of knit stitch here, and I still have that much left from the skein. I thought I would totally be out of that skein by now, but no. I was completely fine. I thought I was gonna be playing yarn chicken. Nah, it's perfect. Alright, I'm gonna do the red section now, and I'll get back to you. Right, here is the brown section for the Michael Clifford sweater. I'm really liking how this is turning out, and this is how much yarn I have left from the brown, and this is the rest of the white, and I'm gonna probably end up using the rest of this white for the next white section. Currently June 11th, 1 week exactly from when I first got all of this yarn for the Michael Clifford sweater. Here is the back panel. I am about to get up to the last little white stripe, and here's the front panel over here. I have them both laid out. I really love this sweater and I can't wait to wear it. So I'm just gonna work the little white section, and then I will come back to you when I start the sleeves. Here is the other side. I actually might make this the front panel because the neckline I did much better than the other panel. So yeah, we might have this be the front and this be the back. But now on to the sleeves. I chained 50 and I'm gonna do my first row of 10 for the white on the sleeve. And I hope this stays long enough. I counted for shrinking, but it's already like 18 inches across. So if it shrinks anymore, it'll be too small and I'll have to frog. But let's just hope this is good. Alright, it is now June 14th, my 1-year anniversary with my boyfriend. And this is the whole entire sleeve that I made. I did not update because I actually made this while watching Daco play Secret of the Mimic for the most part. And I was a little distracted by the Mimic. So yeah. I'm gonna make the other sleeve and we'll go from there. Alright, so I moved my blocking mat more towards the sun because these weren't drying as fast as I would have liked, and I put out my sleeve because it was too short like this way. So I put it out to be blocked and now it should fit right. And I wanted to do this while I was making the other sleeve, so by the time the other sleeve is done, I can block that and I can get started on putting everything together. I just finished the second sleeve and now I am done with the sweater for the most part. I just have to crochet the cuffs and the bottom part and do the neckline and crochet everything together and then I'm done. Oh, and I have to block this. So yeah, I'm gonna go block this. It is currently the 20th. It just changed over because it's midnight. And so yeah, here it is. And Youngblood Idols just came out, but I'm going to wait to listen to it until I get my vinyl, because I will be getting a vinyl today technically, because it's considered the next day. Alright, I blocked the sleeve and I got it all the right measurements, and now we're just waiting for it to dry. Alright, this is how much yarn I had left after all of the panels. There's the red, there's the other red. This whole skein is basically still here. I used a tiny bit of that one because I guess I didn't see this little pile of yarn. So that's why this one's a little done in, but I still have a lot of brown and a lot of white. I'm going to be using the white for the cuffs and the bottom part of the sweater. So this will probably be gone. I'll either use red for like crocheting everything together or the brown, so I can use up the rest of this yarn. Right, I chained 160 for the bottom part of my sweater, and I did that because 80 plus 80, which would be the two sides of the sweater, is 160. So here it is. And I'm just gonna do this rib stitch that I looked up. It's just a purl stitch and a knit stitch, basically, all the way around. Alright, it is the next day. Here is my ribbing so far. All it is the purl stitch and then a knit stitch the whole way through this whole entire thing. Alright, it is finished. I single crocheted around the whole edge of the ribbing. There you go, that's what it looks like. And now I'm going to do the cuffs. Alright, I chained 40 and I'm going to start the cuffs now, doing that same purl and knit stitch technique that I used for the bottom ribbing. Just looked and this half took me an hour. A whole hour. I didn't sew that up too evenly, but nobody will notice. It's fine. It's fine. And I can actually roll it up. Yay. Okay, now that I'm looking at it more, look at all that room. I don't know. I might try and make the other cup smaller and maybe frog all this, or I don't know. I think it looks nice, but really a little too big. Alright, I have decided that was a waste of a whole entire hour. So we're frogging it. Disappointment. But it was way too big and I wouldn't have liked it. Frustration. Don't do that then, girl. An hour of my life going away so quickly. Bye-bye. That was an hour of my life. Gone in 53 seconds. Quite literally, I'm looking at the timer. Committed crochet crime and cut the sleeves and the bottom part of my sweater. I would have never worn it how big it was, and I'm gonna actually put all this into my little pincushion I'm making that will be in this video. I didn't record much of it because it was my stress project, because this project was stressing me out. So I needed a stress project. Editing Sydney once again. I am actually not going to post another 3 month, like, all of what I made in 3 months. Does that make sense? I'm not going to do these type of videos anymore. I'm actually going to split them up into their own projects so that I can actually get out videos to you even quicker, because sometimes they'll, like, finish the project and have a video, but I can't post it until the end of the 3 months. So, basically, I'm just making it more convenient to see individual projects. And I also did not finish the Michael Clifford sweater because I was frustrated. This sweater really frustrated me. So, yeah, it'll be in another video. I'm having a Scream movie marathon, kind of. So, I decided to pick up my Scream cardigan thing that I was making. I actually had to scrap it a few times, but I think I'm going to do the Tunisian simple stitch, and I'm going to make it kind of to my knees, so it'll be long like the original. But yeah, I wanted something like kind of mindless to crochet while I watch it, and my other Michael Clifford sweater is not mindless, as I have to count the rows so that it's not uneven. But yeah, this will be perfectly mindless. This is how much progress I had after Scream 2. I think I did pretty good. This yarn ball is kind of getting hollowed out. So yeah, we're gonna watch Scream 3. And again, I did not finish the Scream sweater, whatever you want to call it. but it will be in another video. This has been my stress removal project. I had a bunch of this tweed yarn from Joanne, and I wanted to make a little pin cushion, basically, for my blocking pins. So yeah, we're about to fill it with this leftover yarn that I have. These are all cut up. But yeah, I'm gonna fill the pin cushion with all this, and it should be good. It's obviously very oversized, but I love it. Like, there's my hand compared to my little, what are they called? Pin cushion. I'm gonna put them all in the top. I think it'll be perfect, even though it's very big and oversized. I think it'll actually work out for me anyways. Alright, I started crocheting my maroon sweater. I'm actually doing it all in one piece. I'm gonna see if I can do it like this. But I did the bottom ribbing, and then I did, I'm basically just doing a knit stitch and then a purl stitch, and that's gonna be the whole sweater. And I'm eventually gonna have to separate, as you can see I have my stitch markers, to separate out the 3 sides. There's the other stitch marker. Out the 3 portions of the sweater. But yeah, I think I should be able to do it that way and not have any problems. I definitely won't be able to get this done by the end of this month, which is the 3rd month in this section. So I will update probably on the 30th when I want to post this. Alright, this is what I got done with last night. I really like how it's looking. It's probably my favorite sweater so far that I've made. It gives off the cable vibes without actually having to do cables. Because every time I've done cables, I just haven't liked how it looked. So I really like how textured this looks without doing cables. And then the bottom's just knit stitch. And it's really simple too. I'm glad it's like mindless and simple, but it also looks really pretty. Anywho, I will see you in the next video. Bye!
I cannot do this snowflake!